Hello, everyone, and welcome to our latest online event here at the University of California, Merced. My name is Ricky Hill, your e-recruiter. I'm so excited to be back here with you for yet again another one of our virtual events. So right now, as usual, we're going to go ahead and pause for a quick moment to allow all of our guests to join us. We have quite the crowd that we're expecting this evening. But while we wait, I would like to draw your attention to what you see on your screen now. If you haven't yet heard about the college tour, let me tell you a little bit about that, and you can grab your smartphone while you wait and go ahead and scan that QR code. What the college tour is, it's a program that is featured on Amazon Prime, and they feature different universities, and guess what? We have our very own University of California Merced episode. It actually has not yet dropped yet. It has not yet premiered on Amazon Prime. However, you're in luck. We have a special link for you that will take you directly to a website, and then you can hop on over to YouTube and you can actually watch that full 30-minute length episode. It completely features UC Merced, and we have 10 of our current Bobcats, 10 current students who are featured. They get to showcase our campus and everything that they've done and why they chose to come to UC Merced to become a Bobcat, why they love it here so much. So it is a very special opportunity that we have for you. So go ahead and take a moment, scan that QR code, and then we will get back with you here in just another couple of seconds as we have a few more people joining, I see. We'll let them have a moment to get settled, and then we'll get started. Thanks. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and a big welcome to you yet again to another one of our great virtual events here at the University of California, Merced. My name is Ricky Hill, and I am your e-recruiter, and I'm so thrilled to be joining you tonight as we get ready for another webinar. A moment ago, I did already share some information with you all about the college tour, but it is worth repeating. So if you haven't yet taken out your smartphone to scan that QR code on your screen, please do that now, and you can bookmark that website to check out later on. The college tour, we actually have our own episode here focused on the University of California, Merced. We have 10 of our current Bobcats who are featured, and they will be able to tell you all about their journey on how they got here, why they chose UC Merced, and why they love being a Bobcat so much. You'll get to see our beautiful campus, learn about academics, some of our clubs and organizations, and just general everything about UC Merced, really. So our research opportunities, career exploration, everything that we offer you here in student services, some of that you'll actually get to hear about tonight as well, some of our special programs. So please take a moment, scan that QR code. We'll leave that up for you for another couple of seconds as well. Before we do get started with our presentation, let me give you those couple of quick reminders. If you need to adjust your audio settings, you can do that down in the lower left corner of your screen. If at any time you would like to adjust the size of your window, click on View Options up in the upper portion of your window. Lastly, and always most importantly, we want to get to your questions tonight. So take full advantage of the Q&A button that you see on your screen. Send in those questions. We will get to those behind the scenes. We are fully staffed, but we will also hold back some time at the end of this hour so that we can get to those questions live. Once again, my name is Ricky Hill. I am your e-recruiter, and once again, so thrilled to be here with you. We also have a special guest host tonight, and I'd like to welcome on screen my colleague and dear friend, Jessica. Hi, Jessica, welcome.
Hi, Ricky. Thank you for the introduction, and hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Today's webinar is UC Merced's Latinx community fostering Latin student success. So my name is Jessica Taran Salazar, as Ricky said, and I'm the ambassador coordinator here at the Office of Admissions at UC Merced. And we can go on to the next slide, please. So we have a full packed agenda. We'll be providing you an overview of some of the resources we have here on campus for our Latinx students. And then at the end, you'll have an opportunity to hear from some of our UC Merced students. Before we get started with the webinar, I would like to pause and do a land acknowledgement. So we pause to acknowledge all the local and indigenous peoples, including the Yokuts and the Miwoks who inhabited this land. We embrace their continued connection to this region, and we thank them for allowing us to live, work, learn, and collaborate on their traditional homeland. Let us take a moment of silence to pay respects to their elders and to all the Yokuts and Miwok people, past and present. Once again, my name is Jessica Taran Salazar, Ambassador Coordinator here at UC Merced, and a big welcome to you. At this time, it is my great honor and privilege to hand things over to Dr. Sines, our Vice Chancellor and Chief Diversity Officer, to do our welcome.
Hello, everyone. It is my distinct pleasure to be here tonight to welcome this group and to talk to you about who we are as Bobcats at UC Merced. I'm a relatively recent Bobcat, having arrived 2 years ago. And as Jessica said, I serve as the Vice Chancellor for Equity, Justice, and Inclusive Excellence. And these are words that we take very seriously here at UC Merced. We care about the people here, whether you're a student, a faculty, a staff, a visitor, a community member, etc. Our job is really to celebrate the talent that you bring to the table, as well as the perspectives and contributions that come from all your different identities and backgrounds. So we're interested in making you feel welcome, giving you a home, allowing you the space to be your authentic self, and also to thrive. So let me tell you a little bit about what it means to be a Bobcat. We have the privilege of being one of the most diverse institutions in the country. And in fact, we are especially excited because we are a Hispanic serving institution. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means, first of all, that we have a great representation of Latinx students and staff, and we're working on that with faculty as well. In our undergraduate population, for example, 58% of our students are Hispanic or Latinx. But we also have diversity in other groups. 19% of our students are Asian or Pacific Islander. 4% are African American or Black, and that kind of maps onto the demographics of our wonderful state of California. And we also have 3% who are two or more races. Now, in order to be a Hispanic serving institution, your population, your student population, has to comprise at least 25% Latino students. And as I just told you, we're more than double that. So we're very excited. But numbers alone are insufficient. I'm also happy to report that indeed, beyond being a Hispanic serving institution, we've also had the distinction of achieving the Seal of Excelencia framework, which is a national organization, Excelencia, that rates schools on how well they go beyond enrollment to intentionally serving Latino students. And that's who we are. We care about our students' success. We care about creating a welcoming and thriving environment. And so we're not talking just about enrollment. We are also talking about success. So retention for our Latino students is important to us, graduation. And indeed, we show that in the markers of what our students are able to accomplish. We have the highest level of research participation between students and faculty of any of the UCs in the state. We also capture good levels for transfer students and want them to succeed. And we're very good according to Excelencia and their ratings. And this is where they rate schools all across the country in providing the financial support for Latino students, in having representation in our leadership of Latinos, and in launching our undergraduates on to graduate school. Now, you might ask, well, are we strictly a Latino school? No, in fact, what we do is we engage in practices and policies, and we initiate programs, and we evaluate ourselves to ensure that all our students thrive. So although we are Hispanic serving, actually Hispanic thriving, we serve all our students well. And you can tell that by recent accolades that we've gotten. For example, we have been voted the top 20 among all US universities by Wall Street Journal. That's not an easy feat, and it's not something that most schools achieve this early in their lifetime. We are number 28 among US public universities, according to US News and World Report. And get this, we are number 4 for advancing the social mobility of our students, again, by US News and World Report. And the Third Way's Economic Mobility Index puts us at number 7 for advancing economic mobility. Even Princeton Review cites us as one of the best colleges in the university. And for those of you who care about sustainability, in 23, we were the number 1 greenest college campus in the US. So there's a lot of good things here. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be a Bobcat, and I hope you join us. I hope you become part of the excitement, part of the success, part of the energy, and bring your talents, because we'd like to see them. We'd like to see you thrive and launch to the next level of your career trajectory. So I was only given 5 minutes, and I don't want to put us behind schedule right at the outset, but welcome aboard. Good to meet you, and I hope to see you all in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Science. Thank you for your words and for that overview of how important it is that we are a Hispanic serving institution. But at this point, I would like to transition to talk a little bit about our university. I'd like to start off by saying that I am proud UC Merced alumna, and I am one of 3 Bobcats in my family. So I'm super excited to share more information about why you should choose UC Merced. Let's start off by talking about the location. So UC Merced is located in the San Joaquin Central Valley, meaning that we are a more rural campus compared to our sister institutions, but our location does provide a lot of opportunities for our students. One of those opportunities is the lower cost of living, which makes it more affordable for our student population. It's also the ideal location for exploration, since we are 2 hours away from Yosemite National Park. A day trip is very common among our students, a day trip or a weekend trip. We are also about 2 hours from San Francisco, Santa Cruz, and Monterey Bay. So again, as a student and even now as a staff member, I love the location and being just 2 hours away from multiple beaches, and it makes it really a great opportunity for you to explore California. So UC Merced is located in the city of Merced. Merced is one of the fastest growing cities in California. The population right now is over 90,000, and there is plenty to do, and I have witnessed just how much it has grown within the 10 years that I've lived here. So in the city, you can find different restaurants from Italian food, Mexican food, Thai cuisine. There's just a ton of great mom and pop shops all across the city. We also have a zoo and a couple of parks around the city. We have 3 different theaters, one which is a traditional Regal theater that shows the latest films, while the other is an older theater called the Playhouse Merced, which features plays. Some of the plays that they've featured in the past include Caroline and SpongeBob the Musical. The city also hosts a lot of different community events, such as the Art Hop that happens during certain holidays like Halloween. There's a new addition downtown called Joysticks, which is a vintage style arcade that serves food and an opportunity for students to showcase their voice in karaoke. As Merced grows, the downtown Merced area has also increased in different opportunities for students to get involved in different activities. And one of them, for example, is a new cycling studio that is downtown that opened up about a year ago. So there's plenty to do in the city, whether you like to do things in the outside, whether you are more into gym, whether you are a foodie, there's something that you can find within the city to do. So UC Merced is the newest UC campus. We opened our doors in 2005, and the purpose of our campus was to meet various needs within the state of California, one of them being to increase the access to students who were desiring a UC educational experience. The second need that they wanted to serve was to bring services to the Central Valley community at large. So because of our campus, the Central Valley has seen a huge influx in economic growth, thanks to our university. Within just a short period of time, as Dr. Sines was mentioning, we have earned multiple spots and accolades, including being one of the top 50 universities in the nation. So we are so young, and we have already established the recognition that really speaks to the level of education that you would receive here. Our total enrollment is about 9,104 students, with this number combining undergraduate students and graduate students. So we are the smallest UC, but that is a wonderful thing because it provides and offers that small, intimate setting that really helps our students learn, thrive, and make connections not only with their peers, but also their professors. So at a glance, this is an overview of our undergraduate population. About 8,500 of those 9,000 students are undergraduate students. And within the UC system, we do have the highest percentage of students who identify as first-generation students. So on this slide, you can also see a good breakdown of our self-reported demographic for our student population and the percentage that is attached to each school. So we have some great designations, as we heard earlier. We heard Dr. Science speak about earlier. We are a Hispanic serving institution. So on campus, we have over 200 clubs and organizations, and you can find anything from culture-based organizations to faith-based organizations. And if you have an interest in something that currently does not have a club, it's actually relatively easy to start your own club and really be part of that legacy that you'll leave behind at UC Merced. So when I was a Bobcat years ago, I had an interest in sustainability and carbon neutrality. So I gathered a couple of friends and I decided to we started our own club. And so just picture yourself starting a new club and having your name attached to that club as a founder for years to come. At this time, I would like to make a quick transition over to my colleagues Victoria Ordaz Garcia and Danielle Bermudez from the Bright Success Center to share a little bit more about the specific resources that are available to our Latinx students.
Thank you, Jessica. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. My name is Victoria Garcia. I currently serve as coordinator for services for undocumented students under the Bright Success Center. And I'm really excited to be here joining you all tonight from the commodity of wherever you're at. And I'm also joined by my esteemed colleague, Danielle. I would love to extend an invitation for her to introduce herself.
Welcome, everyone. Bienvenidos. My name is Danielle Bermudez. I'm the coordinator for the Fiat Lux Scholars Program at UC Merced, and we're just very excited to have you tonight.
So tonight we have the pleasure of providing you all with a brief overview of the various programs available at UC Merced that offer support to Latinx students. On behalf of our faculty, administration, staff, and most importantly, our students, I extend a warm welcome to you. Since its inception in 2005, UC Merced has emerged as a pioneering research and teaching institution of the new millennium. It's renowned for its leadership in technology, innovation, pre-health sciences, and beyond. UC Merced boasts a distinguished roster of graduates who have gone to become influential leaders and contributors to their respective fields and communities. Our university serves as a diverse and vibrant student body, with 65% being first-generation college students and 60% hailing from low-income families. Moreoverly, 60% of our students come from households where English is not the primary language. And our commitment is not only to recruiting and enrolling Latinx students, but also ensuring their retention, timely graduation, and access to post-baccalaureate opportunities, including graduate and professional school pathways. I'll pass it on back to Danielle.
Awesome. So also I wanted to shout out that as an alumni of UC Merced myself, I got my PhD here. So just like Jessica mentioned, we're very excited to talk about some of those teaching and research opportunities, but also the services that the university provides. On the next slide, I can go over a little bit of what we can offer you in the Bright Success Center. For instance, new student orientation. If you decide to come to UC Merced, new student orientation is a place where you and your family, your loved ones will be able to hear from current students and staff about what it means to be a successful Bobcat, as well as receive valuable insight onto how to make a smooth transition to UC Merced. At summer orientation, we offer also 2 concurrent Spanish orientation sessions for families and guests. You can also meet with an academic advisor, and you're able to enroll in your fall courses. So on the next slide, I can also mention a little bit about a very exciting opportunity, which is Parent and Family Weekend. This is something that is a 3-day experience in the fall where you can bring students, parents, families, and loved ones. It's open to all current UC Merced students, and they get a chance to visit you back in the fall and learn a little bit more about UC Merced. Also, I wanted to touch a little bit on the community partner program. So for instance, a few of you may be interested in learning a little bit more about UC Merced in the summer. The Summer Bridge program, for example, is a perfect opportunity where you would get educational workshops, mentorship, and outreach to learn more about UC Merced as incoming scholars. And then I'll pass it to Victoria for the next slide.
Thank you, Danielle. In addition to the other programs mentioned, we also have Bobcat Underground Scholars Program, which extends support services and leadership opportunities to system-impacted scholars at UC Merced and their families. This encompasses students who have been formerly incarcerated or are system impacted, and or have loved ones who have experienced incarceration. Some of these advantages of being part of this program is that we offer one-on-one peer mentorship. These students are guaranteed on-campus housing. We have workshops for career development. We have student success funds available to these students. So these funds include anything like tuition, textbooks, rent assistance, and many more different ways that we can support you through these success funds. We also offer technology incentive programs. We have scholarship opportunities, and we have a huge list of referrals to campus resources, including the Office of Financial Aid, academic advising, counseling, and psychological services. I will highlight that this is a program and students must apply. We will drop a link at the bottom with information on the Bright Success Center website on more information of how to apply.
Cover a little bit on the Fiat Lux Scholars Program. So this is a program that I work with specifically. It is a 4-year program and it's invitation only. It supports first-generation students, meaning the first in your family to go to college, as well as income eligible students, usually Pell Grant and Cal Grant eligible. We support them academically, financially, and personally during their 4 years of university. If you're invited to be a Fiat Lux Scholar, you will also receive a financial aid package of $25,000 over your 4 years at UC Merced for a total of $100,000. We also offer a living learning community in the residence halls, and you can learn a little bit more about that also on our website. This includes also our Guardian Scholars program at UC Merced. Guardian Scholars are specifically served by supporting former foster youth and homeless youth at UC Merced. And they also, just like the Underground Scholars program, feature a number of different opportunities for one-on-one individualized mentorship and support over your years at UC Merced. So definitely check this out if it's something that interests you.
All right. And then the next program that we have at the Bright Success Center is Services for Undocumented Students. At this program, we're focused on serving over 600 undergraduate and graduate undocumented and mixed status students along with their families. And so one of our goals for this program is providing resources for students who are mixed status and their families. Although UC Merced is one of the newest campuses we serve, we are the second highest campus that serves undocumented students. Our center operates as a service, meaning students are not required to formally enroll with us. They can automatically access and benefit from any of our services. We take pride in offering a range of support, including academic counseling, legal assistance, access to financial aid resources, and an extensive campus referral network. Some of the services that we provide are curriculum and training sessions aimed at educating students, faculty, and staff about institutional support for undocumented students. So this means providing allied trainings for faculty and staff to learn about how to support undocumented students, like terminology, learning about new policy, legislation. And we also have specialized programs, organizations, and internships tailored specifically for undocumented students. We also have an immigration attorney on campus that is able to meet the needs of students. We have targeted counseling, and we also have student success funds similar to Bobcat Underground Scholars. And then we also have an establishment of a centralized undocumented center known as the Monarch Center. So in this center, we have free snacks, scantrons, printing, a place for students to hang out, do homework, and get to meet other students who might also be undocumented. And we just welcome all our allies as well.
I'll briefly touch on the Success Mentor program, very similar to the Fiat Lux Scholars program, but it is a program that's open to all scholars at UC Merced. Essentially, you're paired with a upper division UC Merced scholar. So you can apply when you come to the university. It is a great program, and you receive that mentorship from another Bobcat. And this is why we're proud that nearly 90% of students at UC Merced do return for their second year at the university. And much of that is attributed to mentorship that they receive, but also the academic advising, for instance, that you'll receive from in your first year from the Bobcat Advising Center. And on the next slide.
Awesome. So the last one that we'll talk about today, we apologize for giving y'all so much information. The last one is our transfer, returning, and veteran student services. And these services are tailored to support particular underserved student populations. We acknowledge and appreciate the distinctive experiences and viewpoints that non-traditional students contribute to our dynamic campus community. Our objective with transfer, returning, and veteran student services, also known as CRV, is to honor the diversity among our students and to aid in their exploration of available UC Merced services. Along with our transfer, returning, and veteran student services, we have a commuter lounge where students are able to hang out, relax. We have fresh fruit delivered to our center every week. And so students use this, commuter students use this to hang out, do homework, and to also get to network with the other students at UC Merced. And then on our last slide, we'll talk about first generation scholars, and I'll pass it back to Danielle.
Sure. And a big event we like to highlight in the Bright Success Center is our annual First Gen Scholar Celebration Week. Some key kind of highlights that we have from this week: we have keynote speakers, interactive workshops, networking opportunities, success stories from other first gen scholars, a lot of resources available, a lot of collaborations between departments like the School of Engineering and Natural Sciences and Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts with academic advisors, as well as our study centers like the Peer-Led Undergraduate Learning Center or the PLUS Center, the STEM Center, the Writing Center, a lot of great resources available, faculty who are renowned in their respective fields, study abroad, the UC-DC program, UC Sacramento program. So there's tons and tons, even the Office of Student Involvement and the Community Engagement Center, that make it such an amazing and exciting week. And we hope that if you come to UC Merced, you participate in some of these events because they are for scholars just like you and open to all. And I'll pass it to Victoria to talk about one of our last slides.
Thank you, Danielle. Yes, so lastly, at UC Merced, when we celebrate the achievements of our Bobcats, we do it big. And so one of the things that we do is celebrate our Latinx grads by doing these cultural graduations. And those graduations are managed by the Office of Social Justice Initiatives and Identity Programs. And basically in these graduation celebrations, we recognize our graduates and the journey that they had to go through to reach higher education. So every year we do a graduation celebration specifically for a Latinx grad. In the past, most of them have been at the theater in downtown Merced. We get a lot of graduates that attend. It's beautiful. And so if you SIR, so meaning that if you do decide to come to UC Merced, and you do identify as Latinx, we hope to see you there because I'm also on the committee for that graduation. So again, I think I'll pass it back to my colleague so she can end our presentation.
Sure. So, we ask what will be your success story when you come to UC Merced. We hope you reach out to us in the Bright Success Center. Definitely check out the many, many opportunities mentioned, like in the Office of Student Involvement, getting involved with clubs, the Office of Social Justice and Identity Programs. We have so many amazing opportunities like Hermanas Unidas, Ballet Folclórico, the Latinx Student Union, el Club de Español, Ingenieros Unidos, La Familia de UC Merced. So we really, really, really hope that you also take advantage of all these opportunities that are available to you. Check out our Multicultural Center. And again, just know that at UC Merced si se puede, and reach out to us if you have any questions or concerns at the Bright Success Center. We have our emails here. But otherwise, we hope you have a great rest of your day. Muchas gracias. And I'll pass it back to Jessica.
Thank you so much, Victoria and Daniela, for highlighting these resources and programs that really help us ensure that our Bobcats are going to be successful during their time at UC Merced. So thank you once again. At this time, I would actually like to invite our current Latinx students to join us for an opportunity for us to hear from them. So I think we're going to start off with some introductions.
Hello, my name's Yahira, and I'm a fifth-year mechanical engineering student, and I'm from the Bay Area. Hello, everyone. My name is Christian, and I'm a fourth-year human biology student from Los Angeles, California. Some things I'm involved with on campus is I did start a club called the Field Curious Club. We basically help undergraduate students learn more about field research and get opportunities and help network with field researchers on campus and off campus as well. And I'm also on the Homebound Dance team here on campus.
Hello, my name is Maya. I'm from San Jose, California, and my major is in writing studies. And some things I'm involved in are the Merced Crochet Club and UC Merced Cat Watch.
Awesome. Well, welcome, y'all. I do want to remind everyone who is joining us that we have a live Q&A option. So if you would like to ask students some questions, feel free to drop them there. But we're going to start off with my favorite question, which is hearing a little bit about why you chose to enroll at UC Merced.
I chose to enroll at UC Merced because it was the school that gave me the most financial aid that wasn't super far from home. Like I wanted to leave home and get the college experience, but also be able to go home whenever I needed my family or my parents. And as being a first generation student, I wanted not to be too far from my parents to still be there for them if they needed anything.
The reason I chose UC Merced is because of how small the campus is. Since it is a newer campus, it is smaller. Yeah, I was able to get a lot more opportunities to meet with professors and get more opportunities to network with staff as well. So I thought it was a great option to have when attending a university.
I chose UC Merced because I really like cows, but also because, like said before, it offered me the most financial aid and made college a advisable choice for me and my family. So that was really a good thing about it.
Yeah, and as we're, talking about these resources and different programs we have at UC Merced, I'd like to hear what has been the most helpful resource for each of you at UC Merced.
The most helpful resource for me has been the Students First Center. I have gotten a lot of help on my financial aid or getting all my documents verified for financial aid through the Student First Center. It was always easy to get a representative to answer any of the questions I had. So that was one of the resources I used the most.
I'd have to say my academic advisor, she was always there for any questions I had during walk-in office hours, or if I ever emailed her like in the middle of the night, first thing next business day, she always emailed me back as soon as possible about any of the questions about any courses I had. So I feel like she was the most helpful resource I had on campus.
I'd have to agree with you, Hira, in saying that the Student First Center really helped me. As a first generation student, I had a lot of questions and my parents had a lot of questions. And I said before, it helped me a lot with financial aid and figuring out just like everyday questions I had around campus.
Awesome, thank you all. So what advice would you give to other Latinx students who are currently navigating the college admissions process?
I'd say don't be afraid to ask for help. It is always It's not bad to ask for help. Everyone has questions. Someone else may have had the same questions you have. Um, it's always important. I ask for help for financial aid a lot, as well as, like I said, with my academic advisors. So they're always helpful. Everyone's always helpful to help with any of the questions you may have.
Yeah, asking for help. Sorry. Yeah, asking for help is always a big one, and as well as joining clubs and meeting new people. That's always something that makes college more fun and more easier because you're meeting more people that can help you out.
Yeah, they kind of took the two star answers, so I'd have to agree with both of them. Is asking questions usually, like if one person has a question, it is a problem between everyone. So making sure like you know what you're doing and other people. I know like before I started, I was like on the phone with like admissions or like financial aid support, making sure I had everything done. And meeting new people, definitely. It helps you connect and know that you're not alone in this process and transition. So that's always really important.
Yeah, that finding that community, right? I think that's what I'm hearing from all of these answers. Our next question here is, how do you balance work, school, and life as a student as you are speaking to prospective students? What advice would you give to them?
I think the biggest advice is time management. Try to like write down your school schedule as well, like any time that you want to study or do any extracurricular activities outside of school. Because there's always little times that could slip by that you might think, oh, like I have no time to do this, but you have like a couple hours. And instead of like being in your room and not doing anything, you can take that time, finish some homework, and be able to hang out with friends later. So I think just managing your time is what helps with your balance of having school and work.
I'd have to agree with what Yahida said. Time management is also important, but to add on, taking care of yourself is also very important. So self-care, your mental health and physical health are very important to your career here as a student. So taking care of yourself is also a very important thing to do, while balancing work, life, and school.
So, can you all talk a little bit about campus safety and do you feel safe on campus? I know sometimes as a student, that means staying at the library pretty late, studying for those midterms, studying for those finals. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I'd have to say I do feel pretty safe on campus. It may be different for me since I am a man. I do not have the same experience as many of the women do on campus, but we do have police on campus 24/7, as well as different emergency blue lights that you can press if you do need help with anything. But I've seen a lot of people walk around campus at 3 in the morning. If you are awake and you cannot go to sleep, there's always someone out and about doing something. So you always see someone, and I feel like it's pretty safe.
My experience on campus, I've always felt relatively safe. I've had late classes run until 9:20 and like 7:20 p.m. And as an off-campus student, it can be a little scary walking all the way back to the parking lot by yourself, especially if it gets foggy. But as reiterated before, we do have police on campus and we do have police escorts. So if you do ever feel unsafe on campus, we have police on standby that will go to you and take you either where you need to go or always there for help and there for anything you need.
I want to talk a little bit about academics. So if you all can tell me what has been the most challenging class you've taken at UC Merced, and how did you overcome it? Or how are you overcoming it if that's a class you're currently taking?
So last semester, I took a vibrations course, and that was a very, very hard class for me. I thought I wasn't going to pass, and I really needed to graduate the semester. So it was a very like scary uh, place to be in. And I just used a lot of my resources that I had in hand to like talk to the professor or talk to the TA because it is a smaller campus at UC Merced. So the classes are smaller and you get to know your professor and your TAs, as well as asking other students in my classes. So I asked students in my classes for help, and I was able to get tutoring from students in my class to be able to pass.
And also have to agree with what Haida said. Time management is also very important. I was always in between class or work, or different extracurricular activities. I'd always be in the library doing some homework. So being on top of reading and also asking questions is always a good thing to do. Always go to office hours, as well as I am a bio major, so I did have to take immunology. Immunology was my hardest class because it was a lot of information that you did have to memorize, and it was very conceptual, so there's not a lot of factual evidence that would help you in these exams. So you always had to think harder than what the book would tell you about these different cell processes and stuff like that.
Thank you. And we actually have a question from someone joining us tonight, and they would like to know what your experience was like when first coming to UC Merced, and being away from family. Any advice you may have, whether it's personal, academic, and this question is coming from a first generation individual.
So when I first got to campus, I was very nervous, but I came in with the idea that we're all in the same situation. We're all coming in, being scared, not knowing a lot of people or not knowing anyone in our dorm or anything. So I think everyone comes in with that idea, so it's easier to make friends. Everyone is open to meeting new people and talking to a random person that you might meet in the elevator, going to your dorm, stuff like that. So it wasn't too hard to meet people when I first came in. And I think an advice I would give is just join clubs and join different organizations or make your own, so that you get to meet people or more people that way.
For me, I found it very difficult since my first year was on Zoom. It was very difficult to not feel lonely, but then when I came back to campus, it was also hard with that transition from Zoom university to in-person classes like very abruptly. I found it pretty hard to adjust to how life on campus was. But I was able to meet some people in the dining hall actually, who were also in their second year and also first generation Latinx students. So we all shared the very same experience, and we were all actually from the same city, which helped a lot to meet people who were from the same city around like 10 minutes away from me.
Coming in as a first year off campus, it was a little different experience because you're not with everyone on campus, so you did feel a little separated. But as said before, like joining clubs and you kind of just meet people in your classes. You have like a study buddy or someone you can text when you don't have homework. That's how you kind of get into friends, and you realize, like as reiterated, you guys are all in the same boat. We're all learning the transition together, and we're all kind of going through this space of our lives together. So it opens up like a connection to talk to and to kind of like share experiences on that. And that's what I found like really helpful.
So going back to the support services on campus, if you were to say one support service that you think all incoming students should know about, what would you say?
I would say maybe like the Ken Center or like the Writing Center to get help on homework, because I know that I didn't find out about them until after I was done with those classes. So I wish I would have known from when I first started to get that help since then, and maybe I wouldn't have struggled as much.
I utilize the Bobcat Pantry a lot. It is for the Basic Needs Center. The Bobcat Pantry is basically a small grocery store for on-campus students. It is free, so you don't have to pay for anything. And it's also, they give you a free tote bag. And since you do have a refrigerator, most likely on campus, you will be able to put all the food that you get there in the refrigerator so it doesn't go bad.
I would definitely say the Student First Center. It has helped me in so many ways, and like you shouldn't feel like afraid to ask questions or anything like that, because like they're there to help you and they're there to guide you. And even if it's just like finding a class or finding a building, they help me in so many ways. So I definitely recommend the Student First Center.
All right, we have another question here from someone joining us tonight, and they are asking, I know we have some individuals who lived on campus, some who lived off campus, so they want to know, would you all say it's better to live off campus or on campus? And if you can share a little bit about your experience.
So I've done both. I lived on campus my freshman year when I was an incoming student, and then I moved off campus after COVID. And I enjoyed both. Living on campus as a first year was very nice because you're able to meet people and you're also able to be very close to your classes. So you can wake up like 10 minutes before class, change really fast, and head out to class and not worry about parking or driving to school or getting on the bus to get to school. So that's something nice. But living off campus, I like that I have like a kitchen and I can sit in like a living room and not have the whole school there when you're eating, because that's how it feels like when you're kind of eating in the dining hall. But I really like both of them. They're good experiences to have.
I personally have only lived on campus, so I don't really have the experience of living off campus, but I really do enjoy living on campus. It's always a big community, so there's a lot of events that happen just for on-campus students as well. There's sometimes during Halloween, there's like trick-or-treating, which is kind of fun that we're all adults still trick-or-treating. During Easter weekend, we last year we did have a Easter egg hunt since we were on campus during Easter. And there's always, your RAs are always having events, so you can always meet new people from your floor that you've never met before, or other people that you have met before and you're friends with as well.
Speaking on off campus, I'm someone who enjoys my space and kind of like I'm more of an introvert, so I like my space. I like to be huddled in somewhere. So I really enjoy just having like my own area, like I said before, like my own kitchen to cook and like my own things. But there's a lot of resources and a lot of options for off-campus housing, both listed on UC Merced and through students as well who get houses and you rent rooms from and stuff. So there's a lot of like all around resources for you, no matter the situation.
All right, my next question is for Christian and Yahida, since I know y'all are graduating this semester. Looking back on your college journey, what are you most proud of that you accomplished as a Latinx student?
I think just making it this far. I like had always dreamed of going to college, and it's always been like my parents' dream as well. So like, I don't know, just getting there is something I'm very proud of.
I'd also have to piggyback on what Yahida said. Being here is also a really big accomplishment. Being the first in my family to go to college and being able to graduate is also very exciting. I'd say starting my own club also. I started the Field Curious Club and basically have my history here on campus. I started a club. It's getting bigger by each meeting. We have around 30 or 40 students right now who are interested in field research and all that it comes with um, field research and the different techniques that you can learn with field research as well.
Awesome. Thank you all. And my next question is our last question of the night. And it's for all of you. If you are looking back at your own experience and how far you've come at your journey at UC Merced, what advice would you give to other Latinx students who are currently going through this process and then just the actual process of being a college student?
One thing I remember freaking out about a lot when I saw my admissions and the prices, that was something that freaked me out a lot, and my parents, and just getting that help from UC Merced helped me calm down a lot. So whichever school you pick, or UC Merced has a lot of help on financial aid, so that's something that I wish I wouldn't have freaked out as much then because it wasn't as bad. And another advice I would give is join as many clubs as you can. I regret not joining clubs when I first joined. And I didn't meet a lot of the people that I know now until this last year. So I regret not joining earlier and meeting those people sooner in my college time.
I'd say to not freak about grades too much. I know they're very important still, but it's not the end of the world if you do fail an assignment or fail an exam. You can always make it up with extra credit that a lot of the professors still have, or by just redoing missed assignments as well. Your midterm grades aren't the end of the world. There are other midterms, so you can always make it up with those points as well.
I definitely say no matter what school you go to, either UC Merced or somewhere else, make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially during midterm week. We often put our studies first and forget about the rest, and it's important to recognize that you are human too, and that you need a day and you need a break, and that you're allowed to take that break. So I'd say definitely remember yourself, like you're your number one priority, because without you, you're not going to school. So
Yeah, great way to end this panel. I want to thank all of our panelists. Thank you all for your great answers and just for your willingness to share some insight on your experience as a Latinx student here at UC Merced. At this time, I would like to invite our e-recruiter, Ricky, back on screen to close us back for the night with some reminders and some special invitations.
Thank you so much, Jessica, and what a wonderful student panel that was. So thank you all so much for taking time out of your night to join us on this great event tonight. So let's go ahead and move on. We do have a couple of events that we would like to share with you. So one of them, if you haven't yet heard, we are going on the road. So we take the admissions crew, some of the folks that you see on these virtual events, we will be coming to a region near you. So you see on your screen now a couple of different cities. We will be going around the state to 4 different locations. I just now dropped over into the chat box a link for you to go ahead and get registered for one of these. The very first one coming up is April the 7th. That's right around the corner on this coming Sunday. We will be down in the area of Los Angeles, and if you go to the website that is in the chat box, you'll be able to get all of the exact details of the location for each of these actually. So as you see, we will be April 7th in Los Angeles. We have another one coming up in the South Valley, and that's going to be on April the 10th. We have one on the 12th, which is on Friday and next Friday, and then also the Bay Area coming up on the 14th. And so those cities, I did actually list those. So the North Valley is Modesto, South Valley is Visalia, of course, Los Angeles is down south in Southern California, and the Bay Area will be in Santa Clara. So a couple of the things that you'll actually have an opportunity to take a look at during those regional events, you'll get to meet some of us. Like I said, we will take our crew on the road, and you will also get to meet faculty members, campus leadership, current Bobcats. We will have some students who you may have seen on some of our student panels. You'll see them there in person and get to talk with them about their experience firsthand and ask any questions that may come to mind. We will also have guest speakers. Usually it happens to be someone who is a Bobcat, a former Bobcat, an alumni. So you'll get an opportunity to hear their story as well, not only their journey to become a Bobcat, but also where they landed after they graduated, which is obviously a very important part of the journey as well. All right, moving right along. We also have some information for you that has to do with the important deadline of May 15th. Now, have you heard of the SIR? Have you been getting communication or maybe reading up on our websites about the statement of intent to register? We also call that the SIR. Now, how to do that? You just have to visit a website, which we can drop over into the chat box here in just a moment. The website is decision.ucmerced.edu. And to accept that statement of intent to register, just hop on over to the website and you can complete the process there. It only takes just a moment or two. And if you do need some help with that, of course, our Student First Center is always available. And that information is also over in your chat box. I dropped that a little bit earlier, so you can take a look there for more of that information as well. They are our one-stop shop, and they can answer any questions from admissions to financial aid, registrar questions, if you have an SLR to do, which is the statement of legal residence, if that happens to show up on your checklist. As well as billing questions. So if you have any type of questions related to any of those areas, they can help, but they can also help you walk through that SIR, statement of intent to register process as well. Now, before I move on to the next slide, which is our contact information, I would also like to share with you information about Bobcat Day. Now, Bobcat Day is coming up on Saturday, April the 20th. It is 9 to 2 p.m. And it is a fantastic event. It is the biggest event of our spring season. So we hope to see you there. It is kind of like the receptions that I talked about a moment ago, the regional receptions. However, we expect to have over 5,000 guests. So prospective students, admitted students, community members, family members, anybody that is interested in coming to our beautiful campus that day is welcome. And everything is free, from parking to the tours that you'll get on campus. You'll get an opportunity also to go to some specific presentations about schools that we offer here. So that would include all of the majors and the minors that we offer at UC Merced. You can also take a campus tour that will be guided all around campus, so you'll get to see all of our grounds. We also will be offering self-guided housing tours. So you'll get a little sneak peek into where your child or you may be living for the next couple of years while you are a Bobcat here at UC Merced. A couple of other things, we also have some clubs and organizations that will be tabling. In fact, we have over 200 tables reserved as we speak right now. We will have performances over in our quad area, and you will even get a special welcome from our very own chancellor. As you can tell, I'm very excited to be there that day. You'll get to meet me and everyone else on campus. So we're thrilled to be able to invite you to that event. And in just a moment, if we haven't already, one of us can drop over into the chat box the website for you to get registered for Bobcat Day. Again, that date is Saturday, April 20th, and it does begin sharply at 9 a.m. Now, of course, we want to make sure that you can contact us. So here is a very important slide. You can grab your smartphone. If you would like to reach out to one of our advisors, you can scan that QR code and that will take you over to the website so that you can do that directly. We can also drop that into the chat box here in just a moment. But also take a full screenshot of this actual slide because it does have all the information that you'll need for all of the social media networks and platforms that we have in the admissions office, as well as you'll see there the email address and phone number for the Office of Admissions. So we want to make sure that you're able to reach out to us with any questions that you may have in the future. And let's see here, as I'm typing, I'm going to go ahead and drop that Speak with an Advisor link over there. And it looks like we also have the Bobcat Day. Thank you, Jessica. So go ahead and before we wrap up here in the next moment, start clicking on some of those links so that you can bookmark those. Because again, reminder for Bobcat Day, the regional receptions that are coming up, the decision.ucmerced.edu for your statement of intent to register. Of course, that deadline again is on May 15th. However, you don't have to wait until May 15th to submit your SIR. You can do that at any point, whenever you decide that your future needs to include UC Merced and becoming a Bobcat. Feel free to hop on over to decision.ucmerced.edu to go ahead and accept and commit to us because we would love to be able to welcome you. Of course, you can also hold off and you can do that on Bobcat Day. We would love to be able to celebrate with you. We have a table set up that is called SIR Central, and we will be there to celebrate with you and your family whenever you do commit to us. I think that about wraps it up. We've had such a great time with you here tonight. So thank you so much for joining us. One last moment for you to grab your smartphone and take a quick picture of that slide that you see now. We have many more events coming up. Go ahead and check out that website, which is admitted.ucmerced.edu/events. Again, it's admitted.ucmerced.edu/events. We have many more virtual events, in-person events, a few that I've already mentioned, as well as some others that we didn't get a chance to touch on tonight. So please take a moment at your convenience and check out those websites, and we will hope to see you very soon. Always remember, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here, so we could not be happier to be able to welcome you to the Bobcat family. Congratulations for getting to this point in your educational journey, and we hope to see you very soon. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.